Well, we're ready. Do I have to introduce myself or just go there?
Just take it offline. Okay. She's gonna type whatever we say. Plus they're recording. We'll let her know. We're starting now.
Good. Good evening. My name is Ed Salomon. I am the president of the School Board of Directors for the Council Rock School District. This is the Council Rock School District Act 34 hearing for the Richboro Elementary School renovations and additions.
My name is Joanne Summer. I'm the solicitor for the Council Rock School District. On November 17th, 2022, the Board of School Directors adopted a resolution authorizing a maximum Act 34 building construction cost and a maximum building cost. An Act 34 hearing is required prior to a school district entering into a contract to undertake a construction project. This hearing is to discuss the scope of the proposed construction contract for Richboro Elementary School. Notice of the public hearing, as required under Act 34, was published in the Bucks County Courier-Times on November 22nd, 2022. There will be a presentation to describe the scope of the construction, followed by public comment. Any member of the public may comment about the project. Your remarks should be limited to 3 minutes. You may ask questions about the project or simply provide comment.
Hi, I'm Doug Taylor. I'm the Director of Design Services for Dewey Engineering. I'm going to speak to the project history. Coupled with the district-wide facility master plan in 2015, the administration developed a 5-year capital projects plan which is reviewed and updated annually as needed. Projects initiated subsequent to the district-wide master planning study include the Council Rock Star Center, which opened in 2021, and the Hillcrest Elementary School, which recently opened in 2022, and the Soul Finestone Elementary School renovations and additions project, which is currently under construction with an anticipated completion date of November of 2024. The district has had a successful history of construction projects, including using the former Richboro Middle School as a swing space for renovations. The renovations and additions to the Hillcrest and Richboro Elementary Schools, which are very similar building designs to the recently completed Hillcrest project. Originally constructed in 1989, Richboro Elementary School has not had a comprehensive renovation since it was built. Moving on to project options considered. Both schools were bid in 2021 with the intent that the 2 construction projects would be phased. Hillcrest was approved for construction, which was completed in the fall of 2022. Richboro Elementary School was not approved to proceed into construction in 2021. In the spring of 2022, the school board considered the potential need for additional classroom space at the elementary level. Therefore, the following alternates will be considered for Richboro Elementary School by the school board on bid day. Alternate 1 is an addition of 5 classrooms to the proposed school, and alternate 2 is a proposed addition of 10 classrooms. For the purpose of the Act 34 hearing, the proposed project herein represents the 10 classroom alternate, which was submitted as part of the land development process to the township and the state for approval. This Act 34 hearing is for the renovations and additions to the Richboro Elementary School. I'm going to turn it over to David Schrader for the project description.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. So I'm David Schrader. I represent the design side of the project, and I'll be describing 3 things: the end result of the district's own properties and buildings. Then I'll describe the project as a whole, and then the Act 34 PlanCon documents around which this hearing is and are constructed. So this is a listing of all of the district-owned buildings and properties, and you can see Richboro Elementary School about halfway down the sheet. The intent of the project if you go with the larger of the concepts that Mr. Taylor represented, which is the 10 classroom addition, will take Richboro Elementary School from an approximate 425 student capacity to a 725 student capacity. So the concept represents approximately 79,000 square feet worth of project in the end. We'll be adding with the larger addition just over 17,000 square feet, and the renovations to the existing building will encompass 62,113 approximate square feet. This is the existing property, and just trying to depict how everything looks from Upper Holland Road. And you can see on the right-hand side a detention basin. The upper area above the building area is actually a hillside that leads up to playing fields. Essentially, the parking's in the front, and there's circulation around the front side of the site as well. Playgrounds are to the left of the building. So the concept for the Act 34 hearing is to add a bus loop in the upper right-hand corner, and then you can see a darker gray expansion behind the lighter gray portion of the building. That darker gray addition is the 10 classroom addition. So if the larger of the concepts is accepted by the school board, that's where the larger addition would go. The intent is to take the entire building and completely rehab it exactly like Hillcrest Elementary was, so full interior renovations, full mechanical system renovations, full electrical renovations, cabling and infrastructure, and it'll match the Hillcrest building with the exception of the additions at the top, where you'll now have up to 10 additional classrooms. So all of the budgeting that was built into the PlanCon documents is built around this larger concept. Just a few renderings depicting how the facility will look. Folks will recognize that it looks very similar to the completed Hillcrest Elementary School at this point. And this just depicts the 10 classroom addition from the rear and how that actually works up the hillside with the retaining walls and learning stair concept. So part of the Act 34 hearing is to build two different costs for the project. One is the actual Act 34 costs, which are built around the additions only for the project, and the second is a total project cost. There's one more test that we'll describe at the end here, but the first one is to come up with the actual Act 34 costs, which are built around what you see here, which is the total new construction cost plus fixtures, furnishing, equipment, and site costs. And eventually, you'll see through the worksheets that the site costs all get deducted from that to create the Act 34 costs. The second number that's advertised for tonight is the total project costs. And in this case, the total project costs with financing is $36,347,724. Again, that's one of the two advertised numbers for the evening. Leading from that first new construction cost of just over $10 million, you subtract the site cost plus the fees for the site cost to get to the Act 34 cost. What this is representing is the new construction only portion of the project, which is what the hearing is built around. And here you see the actual Act 34 maximum building construction cost when you pull out the site cost equals $4,929,525. That is the other advertised number this evening. When the board goes out to bid, if that Act 34 maximum building construction cost is exceeded by 8%, or if the value equals up to $5,323,887, a second Act 34 hearing would be required. The second test, as I mentioned, it's actually the third number that we're coming up with for the evening, is the aggregate building expenditure cost, which is the cost calculated through the state numbers that the school district cannot exceed for the addition portions of the project. And they're calculated using the methodology that you see on the worksheet in front of you, and then carried over to this worksheet. And so the calculated aggregate building expenditure cost using the state numbers is $5,361,109. Our Act 34 maximum cost of $4,929,525 is less than that, and therefore a referendum is not required for the project. So that is the project description and the description of where the Act 34 numbers came from. PFM prepared all of the financing alternates, and Doug Taylor will represent that portion on behalf of PFM.
Thank you, David. PFM, as a financial advisor to the district, has analyzed 4 alternative methods of financing. 1, cash or short-term bank loan. 2, general obligation bond issue. 3, local authority issue. And 4, state public school building authority, or SPSBA. Because cash was not a feasible option, PFM analyzed in detail the 3 long-term debt options. A general obligation bond issue will be the most cost-effective method of financing, as you can see from column 1. The school district is considering other ways to reduce the debt service and local effort needed to fund the project. The school board is considering utilizing a wraparound debt service structure in order to take advantage of a drop-off in old debt service, which will minimize the millage impact for this project. The school district does not anticipate receiving reimbursement from the state on this project due to the Plan-Con moratorium that is currently in place. As a result of the completion of this proposed project, school district officials have estimated the additional annual indirect cost associated with the project to be as follows, which totals $1,359,000. The additional, this number does assume the 10 classroom addition as a reminder. The $1,359,000 or 1.08 mills annually. This assumes the value of 1 collected mill equals $1,258,000. Because of the debt drop-off and the wraparound debt service structure, the millage impact from the bond issue is assumed to be 0 mills annually. Therefore, the total millage impact is expected to be the 1.08 mills from the indirect cost reported tonight. With that, I'm going to turn it back over to Joanne.
Is there anyone from the public who would like to make a comment? There is no public comment at this time. The public has 30 days following this hearing, up to and including Monday, January 16th, 2023, within which to submit written comments about the project. Comments are to be sent to the superintendent of schools.
And I'll just reiterate, public has 30 days following this hearing and up to and including Monday, January 16th, 2023, to submit written comments about this project to Dr. Andrew J. Sanko, Superintendent of Schools, Council Rock School District, 30 North Chancellor Street, Newtown, Pennsylvania, 18940. And that concludes the hearing. Thank you. Good evening.